Hello and what's up? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be telling you guys about 5 diseases that can kill rabbits, 5 things that can actually make you lose your rabbit. Do you want to lose your rabbit? No, I know you don't want to lose it. So watch this video to the end so that you can actually learn from this video and know what to do in case you see this kind of diseases in your farm, and also what are the things you need to avoid for you not to lose your rabbit. One of the major things I want to say about your bunnies dying and you losing your bunnies is about the feeding, because the number one thing that actually kills them, the number one thing that actually makes them feel sick is from what they take in. If you are able to manage their feeding, if you are able to manage what they take in that is actually good and healthy for them, you are 50% safe from losing your bunny. I assure you, you won't lose your bunny if you can actually assess and know the best things that they actually eat, and okay, this is good for them, and you know this is good for them, you won't lose them. Another thing also I want to say is that when feeding your rabbit leaves, I've talked about it in some of my videos, make sure you don't just cut your leaf from the bushes and come and feed them directly. That can actually hurt your bunny. Sometimes they might have sprayed those leaves in the bushes, they might have sprayed them. Sometimes dogs might have played in the place that you cut the leaves from. Sometimes cats might have played in the place you cut the leaf from. You don't know what have happened in that particular bush. Some insects might be in the leaves and are laying their eggs there, and you just go to the bush and cut it and come and feed them directly. It can actually make you lose your bunny. Yes, it can actually make you lose your bunny, and I don't want that to happen. So before you cut a leaf, assess the leaf, make sure that place has not been sprayed. And once you assess that, okay, this place has not been sprayed, you say, okay, it has not been sprayed, then you can now know that you can feed this leaf to your bunny, you can feed this leaf to your rabbit. But before feeding it to your rabbit, make sure you wash it. If you know that the place you are cutting the leaf from, you don't really trust the place that much, use a little bit of salt to wash your leaf. Use a little bit of salt, use it, wash your leaf, and feed it to your rabbit. Another thing about the feeding is that too much of leaves, as you know, too much of leaves can actually cause your rabbit bloating. And bloating is not really a funny one. When it comes, it can actually make you lose your bunny. Feed your rabbits, like I prefer feeding my rabbit less amount of food in a day than feeding them too much. Too much of food can cause them bloating. So the video I did with Ace Farms, I don't know how many of you guys have seen that live video I did with Ace Farms. He said 50% of pellets, but I thought it was 100 actually works for me, but he said 50%. So if you are able to feed a rabbit 50%, your rabbit would still grow very, very well. It doesn't really matter how too much you feed them that will make them grow, as far as they are very good breeds. A little quantity of feed can actually make them grow big. So 50% of pellets right now can feed it to your rabbit, and your rabbit will still grow very well. So if you feed them too much of pellets, when they accumulate too much of fat inside them, they might not get pregnant, they might get bloating, they might get obese. So too much of feed has a lot of disadvantages that you guys don't want to get. Number one, too much of feed can actually cause your rabbit bloating, and it might actually end up losing that bunny. Number two, too much of feed can cause your rabbit not to get pregnant, because they will accumulate too much of fat in there. Number three, too much of feed can cause your rabbit obesity. Obesity can actually kill your rabbit. So I don't want any of that to happen to you guys. The number one thing I want to talk about that can actually kill your bunny rabbit is the kind of cage you put them in. The kind of cage you put them in. I see a lot of people putting their rabbits in stuffy cages that are not well ventilated. Sometimes it might actually, those kind of cages might actually make you your rabbit won't actually grow well. You see this kind of cages that I'm using, by the side are nets, the front are nets, just the backs I use hood, so they're very well ventilated. My rabbits get a lot of air. Imagine you are in a house that there is no window. Just think of how it's going to be. Imagine you are in a house that there is no window in that particular house. Think of how it's going to be. So you don't really need to put your rabbit in places that are very stuffy. Put them in places that are well ventilated so that they can get enough air. Most times stuffy places can actually make them they will feel too much heat and they will just die. You might just come and see them stiff. You would think is as a result of any other thing. No, especially the little bunnies, those ones that are just coming up, they need ventilation, but not the ones that are hairless, not the ones that don't have hair. I'm talking about the ones that have started growing hair now. They need air. Yeah, they need a lot of air. So when building your cages, make sure you build them in such a way that the cages will be very well ventilated so that your rabbits can actually stay comfortable in those cages. The number 3 thing that can actually make you lose your bunny, that can make your rabbit die, is the kind of water you give them. Yes, the kind of water you give them, and also not giving your rabbit medications. If you are going into rabbit farming, I will advise you, either you know the organic medications or you know the normal medications to give them. If you don't want to go organic, then get the real medications. I hear a lot of people saying I don't want to get medications. As a human being, you need drugs to survive. Yeah, you need drugs like when you are sick to actually get well. Although some people hate taking drugs, but once you are taken to the hospital, you will definitely take drugs. So don't wait till your rabbit have actually gotten really sick before you start administering drugs to them. Give them like a preventive measure once in 2 months, or once every month. Like me, I do once in 2 months. Like I do it 6 times in a year. I do anti-coccidiosis. I give them coccidiosis drugs 2 times, once in 2 months. That is 6 times in a year. Anti-coccidiosis drugs. Then I also give them anti-diarrhea. Then I inject some of them ivermectin. Yes, that's what I do. I don't really wait till they get sick, because once they get sick, it's actually very hard to cure them. Then they are drinking water. A lot of people put in water for their rabbits. Then the next day when they come, if the old water is not finished, they will just top up another one inside. That's really a very wrong one. When you come to your rabbit cage in the morning and you come to their cage, you see that the water you have put yesterday is actually remaining very small. All you just need to do, use your hand, rinse the feeder, pour it out, put in a new fresh water for them. If you are using a nipple drinker system, whereby the tank is always up, you can actually be changing it once in 2 days. If you are using a nipple drinker system. But once you are using a feeder system like I am doing, make sure you are cleaning their drinkers every blessed day. Clean their drinkers every day. Don't wait till the drinkers have accumulated spirodura on it before you start washing it. Clean it with water every day. Remove the old one, put in a new one for them. That will actually help them to live very healthy. You know, as you cannot drink dirty water, you can't be giving them dirty water. If your cup is dirty, you can't use it to drink. The same way implies to rabbits, not because they are animals. Make sure you keep them in very clean places. I prefer feeding my rabbit dry leaves than giving them fresh leaves. But fresh leaves, I'm not saying is bad, but feeding them dry leaves makes them to drink a lot of water, and it also helps them to grow big. Another thing I also want to be talking about, another thing that also can make you lose your bunny, is not cleaning their cages. Cleanliness, guys, cleanliness is one of the number 1 thing in rabbit farming. Make sure your cages are clean. These my cages. Recently I've not really been having a lot of chance because of making YouTube videos, editing, and some other things I'm doing, but I still try as much as possible to clean my cages once in 2 days. I still try as much as possible. You won't see my cages accumulating a lot of waste here. You won't see it accumulating a lot of waste. I see a lot of people cages that guys, if you see the kind of cages people use, you will see how the waste will pile up. Like sometimes they won't even clean it for 1 full week. Guys, you just like the house you are staying. How can you stay in your house and you won't be cleaning your cages? You won't be sweeping your house maybe every day or once in 2 days. You should be sweeping your house. Same as implies to rabbit. Even some people that are using the colony system, the kind of system we are using, even if you don't clean in 3 days, it might not affect the rabbit that is inside, because their waste does not stay with them. Their waste is here. Even if you don't clean in 3 days, it might not really affect them. But for those people that are using colony system, that their rabbit are on the floor, or people that are using cages that the rabbit poo on the same cage and still stay there, that are using plank on the floor of their cages, that's why I don't advise those systems. You should be sweeping your cages every day. Those people that are using this kind of system, you should be sweeping your cages every single day. Because if you don't sweep your cages that way, as your rabbits stay there, you know, sometimes rabbits eat their poop. Yes, I will also be making a video on that too. They eat their poop not as a result of anything, but as a result of indigestion. When their food does not digest well and they poop, if the poop is there with them, they can actually still feed on it. Yes, I will make a video on that later. I will be talking about that one in another video. So clean your cage very well. Give them clean water. Give them good quality feed. I have a special feed formula. I shared it, one of it in my one of my videos on YouTube. you can still message me. I will still give you another formula. Yes, I have another formula I can also still give you that is very less expensive. Yes, that is very less expensive. I have another formula that is very less expensive. I can still give some of you guys so that you can be using it in your farm too. And I bet you guys it will give you a very good growth rate. Yes, it will give you. Recently I've been selling a lot of rabbits. My rabbits are almost like finished. I've been selling a lot of rabbits. Let me show you guys one of these rabbits here that is just this rabbit is about, I think this rabbit is 4 months old, but look at the size. The rabbit is about 4 months old. So getting a very good feed formula can actually help you go a very long way. As you can see, this rabbit here is 4 months old, but you see the size. Look at the size of it. So it all depends on the kind of feed you are using. It all depends on the kind of feed. The feed I'm using is actually very cheap, but it still gives me very good size. Like, guys, we really need to look for a way to cut cost on our feeding. Yes, we need to look for a way to cut cost on our feeding, because when you tend to feed your rabbit too expensive, the rabbits get too expensive and it becomes very hard to sell. You know, recently we have not really been able to start selling rabbits for meat. Yes, we have not really been able to start selling rabbits for meat. So those people that are still trying to sell, they need to bring the prices down so that we won't be getting this comparison with the chicken and the rest of the other meat. So at least if a rabbit can be sold for 5,000 naira, 5,000 naira should be about $6 to $7. If a rabbit can be sold for $7 for meat, it's not really a bad one. Yes, it's not really a bad one. For 5,000 naira, $6 to $7, or let's just say $10, which is about 8,000 naira right now, because dollars is now 800 naira, guys. Dollars is really increasing. So if a rabbit can be sold for $10, which is 8,000 naira, one rabbit meat, it's not really a bad one that way, or 7,000. So we really need to look for a way to cut down costs so that we can actually be selling a lot. Yeah, we can be selling as the poultry people do sell too, so that we can be selling. So guys, this is the overview of my farm here. Yeah, this is the overview of my farm. I still have some rabbits inside. This is where I stay to do my videos. I still have some rabbits inside that I still keep in another different cages inside. So guys, if you are a rabbit farmer and you are not following our channel, I don't know why a lot of people do watch our videos, they do learn from our videos, but you are not following our channel. Like almost 60-something% of people watching this channel is not following. Just 40-something% are following. We get tons of views, but we don't get subscribers. Guys, why have you not subscribed? Why have you not subscribed? Please click on the red subscription button right now and subscribe to our videos. Subscribe to our channel. You will learn a lot of things from our channel based on rabbit farming. As a rabbit farmer, you should follow this channel because you will learn a lot from us. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Thank you. Do have a nice day. Like this video, comment, turn on the bell notification so that when we post another video on rabbit farming, you will get notified. If you don't turn on the bell notification, when we post, you won't get notified. Thank you for watching this video. Do have a nice day, and until next time, as I always say, peace.